What's up, KMA Land? Sports Director Derek Martin here with you on another edition of Wednesday Word. While the Viking Center is being put together over here, I'm out in front of the Stanton Community School, and I got something else on my mind here today, and it's Stanton Volleyball. Stanton Volleyball had a chance to talk with head coach Jodi Druivenga, also seniors Carmen Subbert, Macy, Elwood, and Erin Decay. Now, this is a program, folks, that has been to 3 consecutive state tournaments, trying to go for their 4th. Those 3 girls have been on the team and have been a part of the team that has gone to the last 3. I have also won 46 consecutive corner conference matches. They've won 9 straight corner conference tournaments. They're rated number 7 in the state. They've won a lot of volleyball matches, and they're off to and continuing a great season so far this year at 22-4. Now, I had a chance to talk with, as I mentioned, Coach Druivenga and those 3 seniors, and today's word, since it is Wednesday Word, is tradition, because that is exactly what Stanton Volleyball is all about, tradition. Okay, we're talking with Stanton Volleyball coach Jodi Druivenga. Coach, obviously, is off to a fantastic start. I think you're 22-4, or rated in the number 7 in the state in Class 1A. You've got this 46-game conference winning streak going into tonight. This is taped on Tuesday, and then also I've won 9 consecutive corner conference tournament titles. So life's pretty good.
Things are going well for us right now, yes.
This past weekend you went to tournaments in Corning, I believe, or Bedford, I'm sorry. Went to Bedford and you went undefeated at that. Can you kind of just, since it's most recent, just kind of talk about that tournament? You went 5-0, played some pretty good competition.
We did. We played Lamoni, Mount Ayr, East Union, East Mills, Bedford. And, you know, there are some very, very good teams in that mix. We went 2 games straight with everyone except East Mills, and they're going to be a team to watch. They're young, they're scrappy, but we did go that 3rd game with them. The first game, it was a 3-point game. Second game was a 2-point game. And then we won the 3rd game 15-4. So, yeah, it was a good tournament for us. We have a lot to work on. I mean, we didn't think we played like we wanted to play all day. And that sometimes just goes with it. We've been doing tournaments every weekend since the season started. So, you know, we're going to have those off days, I think, sometimes. But we did come away with the trophy, and overall, I think the girls were very happy.
Speaking of tournaments every weekend, you went to Waukee a couple of weeks ago, and that's kind of a new one for you, I think. Can you talk about how that came about, and maybe you just wanted to test yourselves a little more? Or?
Yeah, you know, we had some open dates on our calendar, and you know, our administration was very open to us looking into some different options, and the Waukee tournament became available, and we said, let's do it, and it was a great experience for the girls. In pool play, we played Panorama, which is a 2A school, and then we played Des Moines Lincoln, which is a 5A school, and then went on to play Waukee, which is also a 5A school. In pool play, we got out of there in 2nd place, so we went into the tournament part and played Urbandale, and they are a powerhouse. It was good for the girls. It was just a great experience to see those big teams that we typically don't play around in Southwest Iowa.
And the thing about you know, you've got your tournaments and you got your regular season matches and stuff like that, but you've also got this Red Oak school that's pretty close. You scrimmage them quite a bit, don't you?
We do. We have a pretty good relationship there, and you know, preseason, once in a while we get a scrimmage in. We do summer league with them in the summer months, and so yeah, we are pretty blessed to have them as neighbors.
So it's not like it's not just your regular season and your tournament schedule. You've got options out there, and scrimmages do help you out. Let's talk about the team a little bit. We're going to talk to these 3 seniors, Carmen Subbert, Macy, Elwood, and Erin Decay, and they've been a part of the team the last several years. Of course, Carmen has started every single match in her entire career, I guess. Having those 3 seniors probably takes a burden off of you a little bit.
They are great. They are great leaders. They're great role models. They're great to work with. I mean, I'm very, very blessed. Not just with those 3, but all 8 of the seniors that we have on the roster this year. They're just really, really good kids, and they want the program to be successful, and they want to set good examples for the younger players. I couldn't ask for more.
Coach, you want to go ahead and name all 8 of your seniors?
Okay. The 3 that you've already talked about, Macy, Carmen, and Erin, Mariah Kammerer, Ashley Palmquist, Avery Taylor, Madison Wookie, and Allison Offenberg.
That's a lot of people to keep track of.
Yes. Yeah, we have 36 players this year. 36 on the squad, 34 players. So we have lots of numbers this year.
Can you name all of them? I'm just kidding. I don't even want to try to do that. All right. But having last year, your first year as the head coach, and I know, but you coached these girls all the way up and stuff like that. But first year as a coach, you went to the state tournament. Kind of a new experience for you being the head coach, and a new experience for them having you as the head coach at the state. What was that like for you?
Oh my goodness, it's very nerve-wracking. It's an experience that you can't even describe. It was nice that we had been there a couple of years before, and a lot of the girls had been there in previous years too. And so we just kind of went into it last year feeling like we had a little bit of knowledge as far as, what to expect, and we knew it was going to be hard. But there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on the players. There's a lot of pressure, on the coaching staff. And I think we handled it fine. I mean, the girls are very supportive of the decisions that, Coach Lacey and I make, and that makes things so much easier. And we have such tremendous support in this town too. We couldn't do it without the support that we have here at school and our booster club, and all of our supporters that fill the stands every time we play.
We mentioned the 46 conference match winning streak, and the 9 straight corner conference tournaments, and going to state 3 consecutive years. You come in and you're rated very highly. You've got expectations all over the place. I guess, how do you kind of temper those, or do you even talk about it? I mean, you know what your expectations are, and they're probably set from without even saying it, but how do you temper those a little bit?
We keep grounded. I mean, we really don't talk about a lot of things, like the game ahead. Like last night in practice, we talked about our game tonight. Tomorrow when we hit practice, we'll talk about Thursday night's game, and then we'll start looking forward to the weekend, as far as the tournament that we're headed to this weekend. But, the girls and I, we really never discuss, are we going to make it to state this year or not? We set goals at the beginning of the year, and our goal was just to get as far as we could. And so, state is not ever mentioned in there. I'm sure it's in the back of everyone's mind, though. But the girls, they do a great job of keeping pretty level and keeping pretty grounded, and we just take one game at a time.
You mentioned the tournament coming up this weekend. Can you kind of talk about that? And then we know the tournament the next week is the corner conference tournament. Looking at that, Fremont Mills appears very good. They're now rated. Yes. And you mentioned East Mills. Can we talk about first obviously the weekend tournament and then the corner?
Okay, we're headed to Tri-Center this weekend. Some big names there: Glenwood, Red Oak, West Monona, AHST, Adair Casey, Riverside. Probably, maybe I'm missing someone there, but some teams that we don't play in regular season, but some teams that definitely will be good for us to get out there and compete against. So we're very much looking forward to that. This one will also be a new tournament this year for us. And then next week, we head into Corner Conference Tournament Week, and there's some great teams in the Corner Conference. Some are very young teams. You look at FM, and you look at East Mills, and we haven't played Sydney yet this year, but I've heard some great things about them. And so, you can't go into it looking ahead too far. You have to play night by night, and that's how we look at that.
One of the biggest smiles that crossed my face here recently was seeing Fremont Mills rated in the top 50. I bet you were pretty happy about that too.
I was happy. That's great. I mean, they have some fantastic athletes on their squad, and good for them. I mean, we're always so happy for other teams in our area, the Southwest Iowa area. And it's important that we all support each other and cheer each other on, and it's nice to have Southwest Iowa represented.
We're here in this little southwest corner of the state, and Cedar Rapids is that far, so any recognition we can get is pretty good, I guess. Looking ahead even further, I don't know, what's anything else you kind of have on your mind as far as getting this team ready to go and for postseason time? I know we're a ways off, but anything?
We know we have some things to work on, some things that, at times we look great in certain areas on the court, and at times we don't look where we'd like to be, and so we just need to make sure we're polished by the time regionals come around. And we have a few weeks now to fine tune everything, and the girls, we have a open communication. I mean, we all know what we need to do and where we need to be, and so we've been working really hard in practice, and we'll continue to work hard in practice.
Coach, appreciate it, and we'll talk with 3 seniors here in a bit.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
All right, we're talking with 3 of those 8 seniors, Carmen Subbert, Erin Decay, and Macy Elwood. 3 big contributors this year, 3 big contributors last year, and over the years. Carmen, of course, we know you've started all 4 years. You've been to 3 state tournaments. I guess going into your senior year, there's only one way to go out. So how do we get to that point?
We just have to work really hard in practice, and we need to focus every game. And I think if we play the way we can, our season will end the way we want it to. But we have to work hard, and we can't take anything for granted, and we have to just push ourselves.
When you were a freshman, you played at Vets. Sophomore year, you played at the Ice Arena. Junior year, Ice Arena. Vets again this year. So I guess how did you compare the two auditoriums?
The Vets was a lot funner, I thought, because everybody was all together in one place. And at the Ice Arena, you had like your parents were at different hotels when we weren't there. So the only time we really saw everybody was at the arena. So I would say the first one was probably the best experience.
And you won a game there that year too, so that helped too.
Fun.
But you've learned through the years. I don't know if you learned from them or you just kind of watched them and learned that way. But Katie and Krista, of course, two fantastic, your sisters, older sisters, fantastic athletes, and I know Katie's killing it at Grandview. Talk about what's it like to be the third, and what did you learn through those years?
Well, I pretty much grew up watching both my older sisters play sports, and I think that's helped me a lot. And I think, like, my whole life, I pretty much wanted to be like when it came to basketball, I wanted to be like Krista. And when it came to volleyball, I wanted to be like Katie because she was good. So, I mean, just growing up with both of them has probably helped me become the athlete I am, and I am proud of that, I guess.
And you're the only Subbert to ever get a medal, individual medal at the 100 hurdles, right?
Yes, I am.
So, if there was another Subbert, there's not, right? No, maybe they would want to be like Krista in track. We'll come back to you, but we'll move on to Erin Decay here. You're a big middle hitter, play in the middle there for the Vi Queens here. I guess talk about your growth the last several years. I know you're a much bigger part of the team this year. I mean, you were a big part the last several years, but more so you're counted on more.
Yeah, I think it's more that I have to be a part this year. Like, we don't have the same people that we always have relied on in the past, and it was just my time that I have to step up and take the role as being a senior this year.
So what's that like for you? I mean, are you happy to be doing that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always happy. It's fun. I mean, it's a little more pressure, but it's worth it in the end.
I know schedule this year is probably a little amped up from the past couple of years. You went to a Waukee tournament, you're going to this Tri-Center tournament, which has some really good teams. Pros and cons for that for you? Are there any cons of that?
I don't think so. I think playing these bigger schools are just going to give us more experience for what we have to face in the future. So
was that something? I know last year it was kind of a struggle there at the state tournament. Was that kind of everybody came together and said, hey, we got to maybe get a few more on the schedule?
Yeah, it was mainly Jodi. Last year she wasn't happy with some of our scheduling in the first place, so she definitely wanted to change some of the tournaments we'd been going to and getting less of the corner conference teams and playing more big schools. When
she says Jodi, she's talking about Coach Druivenga. I heard you all calling her Jodi. Yeah. Do you guys call her Coach at all?
No, it's Jodi.
It's Jodi. Let's move on to the setter here, Macy Elwood. Move over here. You don't have to have us all in at the same time, but just make sure Macy's there. Talking to my wife, Morgan, the camera person here. We appreciate her help. But Macy, your senior year, you went from libero last year to setter this year. What's the transition been like?
I feel like setting just comes a little bit more natural to me. It's something I've always done, and I just feel comfortable out there on the court with the girls this year.
What did you learn from those two senior setters last year, girls that have been doing it for a while, Reagan and Rowie?
I feel like they were great setters, great role models, and they've taught me a lot. They taught me coverage, they taught me moving, mix the sets up. They were great girls.
And you got Carmen on the outside or wherever you want to set it to her, I guess, and Erin in the middle, I guess. What goes through your mind making the decision? That's one thing that always interests me is what the setter. You got to make such quick decisions.
You know, I know Carmen always put the ball down, and I know Erin will always put the ball down, but when we have 6-foot girls across the net from us putting up a huge block, it might be a little easier for Carmen to put the ball down because she has better angles, and Erin has to work to get those angles. So that's something that goes through my head when I have big girls across the net from us.
Who else do we have out there? Tell us about some of your other hitters.
I have Mariah as my right side hitter, and then I don't set to Heidi or Haley, but they are our other two hitters, and Logan Wag, our other setter, sets to those two.
So you're still running the two-setter type offense. Last year, libero, I thought you did a really good job of libero last year at the state tournament. That was tell us about your experience there and wanting to get there. And a libero is a big part of it, but I feel like setter is, I don't know, is like the quarterback.
Well, I feel like being the libero had taught me that I can't take passes for granted because I knew what it felt like to be on the other end. And now setting, I'm like, well, that was an awesome pass. Thank you for that pass. I don't take it for granted anymore. You know what I mean?
That's a well thought out answer. You've been thinking about that. Let's go back over here to Carmen. 46 straight corner conference matches you guys have won. I don't, you weren't a part of all of them. That's started before you, but I guess did you know it was 46?
I did not know that.
Well, it is 46, and tonight you play Clarinda Academy. Could be 47. Again, we're taping this on a Tuesday, so this might not make sense since it's going to be running tomorrow. Nonetheless, and in 9 straight corner conference tournament championships. What does that say about something that your older sister started? Your dad was a part of that as well.
I think it just says that our team has always worked really hard, and we've always pushed to get to that point. And I think over the years, it's just kind of grown, and no one wants to be that. Like, no one wants it to end. So it just helps us push even harder every other year as it continues. So
the last time I think the corner conference was this good was the year that the streak started. When I'm talking about Fremont Mills is rated. Coach Druivenga was talking about East Mills is pretty good. Sydney's got some good young talent. You feel like this is maybe the toughest you've seen?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of the schools, too, they have a lot of talent, and we know that all of them want to come beat us because, I mean, we've won it like 9 years, so everybody wants to come out and get us, so we know they're going to be ready, and I think the competition has been really great this year.
Is the corner conference tournament, if you had to weigh, like, winning the corner conference tournament, going to the state tournament, winning the corner conference regular season. I mean, that corner conference tournament is pretty important.
Mm-hmm. I like to just focus on the corner conference first before I think about the state and stuff. But I mean, that's always in the back of our heads. But first, we just got to focus, take it one game at a time, and hope for the best. So
that was a cop-out answer, but we'll accept it, I guess. Let's go back to Erin here really quickly. Erin, talking about just the expectations and the target that you girls have on your back. Can you what is that like? How are you able to just keep your head on even keel?
Well, I think we always go in the game like Erin Sorensen had an outside perspective, and she told us that her dad always told her Stanton knows they're going to win, and that's why they do win most of the time. And like, I've never really thought about that before, but we just kind of like have a mentality that like we're going there to win, and we don't want to expect anything else.
Last year against Arweva, it didn't look good there for a little while, but like you would lose and then you just kill it. I mean, it wouldn't be close in those other sets. What was going on there? I don't know. I don't, from my perspective, like, I never had any doubt in my mind that we weren't going to win. I don't know about anybody else, but, like, it wasn't an option for me. I wanted to go to state so badly that it was just, like, we had to go in there and win. When that's all you've done, win, you kind of expect to win, so I guess that works out. And, Macy, finally, it's kind of an interesting little deal here where your freshman and sophomore year, Coach Jay Browning is your coach, then you have Coach Druivenga, junior and senior year. And before Coach Browning, you had another coach that was a part of the streak, Mr. Stevens, or Coach Stevens, and Bruce. Coach Subbert was also a part of that. What is this? I mean, sometimes maybe you change coaches for a reason, but it wasn't really, I mean, like, you weren't bad. What I'm saying, you were good. So what's it been like to kind of go from coaching changes and the Coach Druivenga? I know it's the second year. It's kind of a weird time to ask this question, but what the heck?
I think Coach Druivenga is awesome. She works really well with us, and I know that Coach Jay came in and taught us a lot of new things, and Jodi has just built on those new things and made us a better team.
Awesome. Well, I think that's all I got, because that last question I think I asked was about 45 seconds. But nonetheless, girls, thanks a lot. Appreciate you taking time out. Good luck to you. Keep that streak rolling, all right?
Thank you.